Welcome, ZASLOW Show 2.0. It is a Friday, the 9th of February. Good to have you aboard, part of the Believe Podcast Network, and presented as always by Anidjar and Levine, accident attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733. So glad to have you guys aboard here today. We did it, everybody. We made it through the week. And now we're just a couple sleeps away from the big game in Vegas. And our partner, BetOnline, is your number one source for football odds, stats, trends, and lines, with everything from point spreads to hundreds of bets on everything from the coin toss to the color of the Gatorade to Taylor Swift's dress. BetOnline is the number one source for your championship wagering. Head to BetOnline. Join today to get into all the action. BetOnline, the game starts here. So we got a big day today. We got a fun show. We're going to talk to probably my favorite Sports Center host. Shay Cornett is going to join us. I've never met her, so I've never talked to her. I filled in for her a bunch of times throughout the season. She's the regular Sunday NFL game day host on ESPN Radio with Mike Tannenbaum and Herm Edwards. I filled in for her. I did like 5 or 6 times I filled in for her. But you also see her on Sports Center. You know which one I'm talking. I mean, she's gorgeous. So I'm looking forward to having her on the show today. I think she's really great. We'll talk some Super Bowl with her. That'll be fun. So Shay Cornett will join us on the show today. Everything's happening out there in Vegas. Like I was asked a few days ago. I think it was Jason Barrett that asked me. Jason Barrett, Barrett Sports Media. We hit all the big topics in the sports media world with him a couple days ago. And any interviews you miss, you could always go back, youtube.com/@ZASLOW Show. And like he asked me, would you want to be out here in Vegas? I was like, yeah, like if someone would sponsor me, I would go out there. I'm not paying for it on my own. And I do like doing shows out there on Radio Row. Now, Vegas for a week, that'd have been crazy. But I would have went for Thursday and Friday. You do the show there. Excuse me. You get the good guests. There's an energy to doing those shows on Radio Row. I think for the listener, they're weird shows because it's random guest after random guest. They're hawking all their products and whatever. But like if you're a good interviewer, you could make it work for sure. But I do believe that when you're the listener and you got the show that's out there on Radio Row, there is a certain energy to it. So I do miss that. I would have done shows out there. But anyway, so we'll talk to Shay Cornett coming up today. We got the game in a couple of days, which I think I was surprised. Yesterday we had Trista Crick on. Love her. I think she's a big star. And she thinks it's the Chiefs in a blowout, which kind of makes me think, remember the year when the Bucks and Tom Brady won? They blew out the Rams. No, not the Rams. I'm sorry. They blew out the Chiefs. It was not a close game. The Bucks pretty much owned that game, if I'm remembering it correctly. And I wonder if we're going to get a little bit of that. Because I think the Bucks were an underdog in that game. And I wonder if we're going to get a little bit of that we're going to look back like, man, it was so stupid that anyone ever doubted this Chiefs team. I don't think that's going to be the case this week. I do think the Chiefs are going to win. That's where my money is. Chiefs +2. If I'm not betting on the game, I would have wanted the 49ers to win. I like the story that's coming out of there, San Francisco. But the Chiefs don't bother me. The Taylor Swift stuff certainly doesn't bother me. Mahomes, I like that you never see the brother anymore. The brother doesn't seem to be around so much anymore because holy shit is he tough to take. But otherwise, Patrick Mahomes, he's very likable. Besides that, it's where my money is. Chiefs +2, that's what we're rooting for. I think we're going to get a close game, and I think we're all going to look back at how silly we were, me included. I got to raise my hand at the Chiefs, at doubting the Chiefs. Now, I love telling this story. It's that time of year, so I will tell this story. My favorite thing to do for the Super Bowl, my favorite kind of action is Super Bowl boxes. I like betting boxes. It's where you pay 10 this way, 10 down, 100 boxes total. Random numbers are drawn. You buy the boxes. You get a number for each team. And if your score comes up after each quarter, you get a certain amount of money you win from the pot. I love boxes. I'll tell you a great story. I love telling this story. I do it every year at this time. So, this is back in, it was the Eagles Patriots Super Bowl. So this is what? '05, right? Yeah. It's the '04 season. Super Bowl's in '05. So I'm 24 years old. I'm a young guy. I'm with my girlfriend back then, who is now my wife. So if I'm 25, she's 29. That's right. That's how I bag them. I go for the older girls. So I'm 25, she's 29. And we got the invite from the great OJ McDuffie to go watch the game at his house. I just, only known OJ for a few months now, but, I developed a friendship with him. He invited me to his home. He has a really nice invite. He's got stadium seating theater in his home. He's got a great home in Southwest Ranches. And I called him a couple days later. I'm like, OJ, I think I'm going to take you up on your offer. It's okay. Me and my girlfriend, we come. He's like, yeah, Zaz, come on. It's going to be great. Okay, cool. We're going to OJ's place. We're going to watch the game. And we show up. It's like an hour before the game starts. We show up. We're out back. We go around the side. And, everyone's there. Everyone's out back having a good time. There's some drinking. There's some food. We say hello. OJ introduces us to a bunch of people. Okay, cool. This could be a great time. This is a great decision to go. Great party. And within 5 minutes of being there, Kijana Carter is walking around. Remember Kijana Carter? He's very tight with OJ and, great running back, Penn State. Was in the league for a little bit, injuries. And Kijana comes around. He's holding the big poster. We're going to do Super Bowl boxes. I'm like, yes, I love boxes. I definitely want to buy a couple boxes. And you got to remember, back then, it's almost 20 years ago. So Venmo, so Zelle, there's none of this stuff. Cash only, fool. So I don't have enough cash on me. I didn't know we were going to be doing boxes. I didn't know about this. So I told Kijana, I go, yeah, I definitely want boxes. All right, I'm going to come back to you. And so I say to my wife, or my girlfriend, all right, we got to go get money. And there's like a gas station right across the street when you leave Southwest Ranches. So we get back in the car. Now, granted, we were only at OJ's house at this point for maybe 10 minutes. This happened right away. So we immediately pull out. We're going to go right quick to the gas station. We go to the ATM, I get money. We do that. We go to the ATM, I get money, I get back in the car. All of a sudden, my phone rings. It's OJ. As the phone is ringing, I know exactly what just happened and what's about to happen. OJ thinks I left his house because everyone there is black and we're the only white people. I know that's what he's thinking. The phone's ringing. I know it immediately that's what just happened. I mean, think about it. Look at it from his perspective. These two white Jewish kids, they come over to the house of the football player. Everyone there is black. We're the only white people. And within 10 minutes, we're back in the car. We're out. We do Irish goodbye. We don't say goodbye to anybody. Phone's ringing. OJ McDuffie. I look at my girlfriend. I look at Tamara. I go, oh no. He thinks we left because we're white and they're all black. And she's got like this horrified look on her face. Like, all right, I got to deal with this. And so, we're driving back now. We just left the gas station. I pick up the phone. I got on speaker, They're going, I go, OJ. He goes, Zaz. I go, hey, man, we're coming right back. We just need to get... I go right into it. I go, hey, man, we're coming right back. I just went to the gas station to get some money. Don't worry, we're coming right back. He's got me on speaker. And as I say it, because, again, I knew exactly what he was calling about and what he thought was happening. So I immediately... Zaz! I'm coming right back. We just had to get money for boxes to give money to Kijana. We're going to be right there. And immediately, you could hear everyone in the background is howling and cackling with laughter. Yeah, man, we'll be right there. He's laughing now. Everyone's laughing. He hangs up, I hang up. We get back there, give the money to Kijana. We're playing boxes. They all thought, all of a sudden, yo, OJ, your white friends, they just left. No, we were going to get money. Everyone was dying. I love that story. And by the way, if I could also say, because I had known OJ at that point, he's really a great dude. I had known OJ at that point for a couple months. That's it. And we don't know anyone else at his house. And like I said, he's got stadium theater seating in his theater. big screen we're watching the game on. And like middle of the, and OJ's sitting right up front, of course. Great seats, couches. We're like sitting at the top, and there's like a bar. So there's a bar back there, and we're sitting at like countertops, bar stool seat. Great, fine by us. And like middle of the first quarter, OJ turns around and shouts, "Where's Zaslow at?" I'm like, "Hey man, we're up here, He gets up off of his really comfortable seat in front of the theater. He's there with all of his friends. Comes up, sits at the bar stool with us, watches the rest of the half with us. Because we didn't know anybody else, which he definitely didn't need to do that. We were having a great time. Came up there, watches the rest of the half with us up there. I was like, OJ's a really nice guy. And yeah, so I love that story. I love Super Bowl boxes. That's my favorite type of bet. And I love it so much that I was willing to have OJ and all of his black friends think that we left because we're white and we're afraid of them. That's how much I love boxes. So anyway, let's get to everything that happened last night. Okay, few things to get to here. Warriors, they beat the Pacers. Now, NBA trade deadline day yesterday. So by the time we wrapped up the show, we had almost everything was done as far as the NBA trade deadline goes. The Heat do nothing else, which, look, saying the Heat did nothing is not fair. They did something very big. They did it a couple weeks ago, which is good because now they're starting to get going, and they were able to kind of start working together before the trade deadline comes. So the Heat did do something. They did something big. It was a couple weeks ago. The Warriors, though, they beat the Pacers last night, and the reason this is significant is Klay Thompson didn't play last night. Klay Thompson got benched the game before it. The Warriors are playing a lot better right now, and the big elephant in the room is Klay Thompson is barely playable right now. That's going to be interesting to keep an eye on moving forward. Cavs beat the Nets. Cavs are rolling. They've won like 17 out of their last 19 games. They're second place in the Eastern Conference. How about this, though? The Timberwolves, they crushed the Bucks last night. 129-105. The Bucks dropped to 1-4 with Doc Rivers as the head coach. Doc said this a couple nights ago after the Bucks lost in Denver, and now Doc Rivers, every night, it's the excuse machine. Listen to this.
Be a tough one if we were not injured. You come back from the trip we just came back from, sleep patterns, and then I've never seen just the flights that they had us, time change, coming back-to-backs, insane.
This is such an embarrassment. I'm telling you, it's a grift that Doc pulls. He is not a good coach. He's got a great personality. He's got a great smile, gets along with everybody. He is not a good coach. And he has grifted his way into another big-time job. And we're talking about the travel schedule. We're talking about the flights. We're talking about the time that guys are getting to sleep. This isn't 1980 where we're flying coach the day of games and then playing 3 games in 4 nights. Can you imagine Eric Spoelstra during the Heat's 7-game losing skid talking about how our guys aren't getting enough sleep? The travel schedule has been tough. Can you imagine Eric Spoelstra saying something like that? Doc Rivers has been pulling a grift on NBA teams for almost 20 years now. That team is in big trouble. This excuse machine that he's cranking up on a team with Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo on a nightly basis. Let me ask you something. Has an organization ever fired 2 coaches before the All-Star break? Just asking. So, finally, as far as the NBA goes last night, the Nuggets beat the Lakers 114-106. They unveiled the Kobe Bryant statue. It's the first of 3 Kobe Bryant statues that they're going to be putting outside there. That's wild. This one, it's the pose with him with his finger raised in the air, walking off the court when he had the 81 points. Not the pose I would have went with, but Vanessa Bryant said last night he wanted that pose. That, I guess he told her at some point, if they were ever going to make a statue, that's the one he wanted. So that's the first of 3 They're doing another one. Like, they're going to do one with him wearing the number 8, which I think was last night. They're going to do another one with him wearing 24. And then they're going to do another one with him and the daughter. Gigi, right? The daughter who also was in the crash with him. That's something, man. So that was a big deal last night. That's everything that was happening in the NBA. But the biggest story yesterday, I'm doing the show ESPN Radio last night, Amber and Ian. I'm doing it with my girl Amber Wilson. She is the best on ESPN Radio. And we're in the middle of the show. Show starts at 7. And this WWE WrestleMania kickoff is going on. How I can pay attention to both. This was a monster that took place last night. Now, I was able to pay attention and see what was going on. Look, you know what? I'm going to let you behind the curtain here. Coincidentally, we taped Mike Tannenbaum. Mike Tannenbaum was on the show with us. He's on the show every Thursday. We taped Mike Tannenbaum before the show starts. So coincidentally, when we're airing the Tannenbaum spot, that's when Cody Rhodes comes out and confronts Roman Reigns and The Rock. So I was able to put the volume up on the TV. The game was on Peacock. So I turned the volume up on the cock, and I could actually pay attention here for the next 10 minutes. Total coincidence the way that worked out. But long story short, there's been a swell of backlash at WWE, at The Rock, since last Friday when Cody Rhodes gave up his WrestleMania spot for The Rock to fight Roman Reigns. And the wrestling fan is pissed. So they've been building up this press conference, this event last night, where we're going to find out what the actual main event of WrestleMania is going to be. Cody comes out there. The Rock and Roman, they shake on it that they're going to fight. They're going to main event WrestleMania. It's for their family, but there's no bad blood. It's for the bloodline. It's for who is the head of the table. And Cody comes out and tells her, this is bullshit. That's what he says. And the crowd in the arena there at T-Mobile Arena, they're going nuts because they all want Cody. And they want Cody to fight. This is bullshit. I've made my decision. He won the Royal Rumble. He gets to decide. He chooses Roman. Crowd's going crazy. Roman's pissed. Goes, no, you already had your chance. You're done. It's me and Rock. Cody chooses Roman. So we got Roman versus Cody, main event WrestleMania, which is exactly what everybody wanted. And by the way, what I've been telling you was going to happen. They're not stupid, WWE. They knew what we all wanted. And now the buildup to WrestleMania 40 is enormous. Because what we got last night was unbelievable television. Incredible television. I think we're going to look back, and that was one of the greatest moments in the history of WWE. Outside the ring, one of the all-time greatest moments. The way we remember Hulk Hogan and Andre the Giant when Andre challenged him at Piper's Pit before WrestleMania 3, I think we're going to remember this, where Cody is disparaging Roman's family, and then Rock steps up. And Rock tells him, you're disrespecting my family, my blood, my ancestors. And he smacks Cody Rhodes. The Rock smacks Cody Rhodes. And now we got Bloodline Rock. Rock is a full-on heel. Him and Roman are together. We got Bloodline Rock. I think this was enormous. I yelped out loud when Rock struck down Cody with his open palm. Unbelievable television. And now we have an insane build to WrestleMania 40. Everyone out there, I have been telling you, calm down. We're all going to get what we want. And last night, that's why WWE is the best, man. Pro wrestling is the best. If you didn't like what you saw last night, pro wrestling's not for you. Pro wrestling is the greatest theater, and everyone who was into that last night, they delivered. WWE delivered so hard last night for the WWE Universe. We got Bloodline Rock now is with Roman Reigns, and you got Cody on the other side, and that is good shit. Man, I loved it. Give it a listen.
If the High Chief, his grandfather, was here, they'd be ashamed of you.
Incredible television, incredible theater, and now we might have the biggest WrestleMania
Let me make
of
something
all time.
perfectly
Still don't know
clear
what
to
The
you.
Rock's role is going to be. Is The Rock still going to fight Roman? Maybe night one. Are we going to have a tag team match?
When you
maybe
talk
Rock and
about
Roman against Cody and Seth one of those
family,
nights. But what we do know
you're
is
talking about
we have Bloodline
my
Rock
family.
and we have Roman versus Cody
When you're talking about
for the
his
undisputed Universal
ancestors,
WWE title on
you're
night
talking
2.
about
Is Cody
my
going to finish his
ancestors.
story? That part I don't know. But
And when
we're
you're
going
talking
to get
about
Roman
his
versus
blood,
Cody, exactly like I've been telling you.
You're talking about
I can't.
my blood.
I was so pumped after watching
So
that
now,
shit last night. Man,
we have a
pro wrestling's
problem.
so good.